Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at my top 10 favorite teams for the Open Great League. Those are going to be only teams that I played myself as well on this channel already. So for all of those teams, you're going to have some videos that you can watch as well. 5 of them I can link as well throughout the video. Like YouTube doesn't allow more than 5 of those things. For the top right corner of the info box, it's going to pop up anywhere on your screen. But yeah, if you enjoy those type of videos, feel free to subscribe and leave a like here as well. Only 69% of you are not subscribed here, so definitely try to do better than this. Of course, definitely a correct stat there. So let's take a look here at the team number 1. This is going to be a team that's only that high up. Basically, it's all in order. So like the first few ones are like the ones that are ranked the least, which are all still very good teams that you definitely should try out. I just don't really know too much about them anymore because, for example, for this team this was one of them that I played early on that worked really well, and on paper it looks so good in the current meta, so I would really recommend you to try this one out as well. We're going to have a team here around the Shadow Machamp. This Pokemon is going to be so good against most Pokemon in this meta right now. We're going to have so many neutral matchups they can win in the lead, which is going to be lovely for you, like a Skarmory, like a Lantern. You're going to be able to win in the 2-shield scenario for sure as well. And so, like, this Pokemon has a lot of potential, especially in the lead right now, I feel like. Say-Stop, Lickitung in the back, Cresselia. If you don't have a Cresselia, maybe use something like a Mantine. Should also work out pretty well. So, definitely a solid team, but again, it's only kind of the first one that we're going to talk about here because it's like the one that is the oldest for me, because it's like the one that I played like 2-3 days into the new season, but I still think, also on paper, it looks like a really good team to use right now, so definitely give it a try if you have those Pokemon. Moving on to team number 2. It's a team that I did not build myself, which I still think it's like a rank 1 in the world team again or something like this, which is going to be around the Shadow Ninetales. And I know for this team for a fact that a lot of people actually hit Legend this season with this team. Very good team to use. Alolan Ninetales, Lickitung, and a Lantern. Have a video about this as well with the Alolan Ninetales on the screen. I think the person got up to like 3100 elo, which was I think rank 1 in the world at this point as well. So, great team to use, definitely something I would recommend you. Looks great on paper as well. You kind of have a lot of good matchups, especially in the 2-shield scenario with your Ninetales, and as your Pokemon in the backline are very bulky, you don't really need shields for them. So keep your shields for the Ninetales, farm people down, and have a great time here. Moving on, team number 3 is going to be a team that you see also quite often around in the Go Battle League. I showcased 2 options of this team, I think, on my channel. One was with the Hakamo in the lead, which was one of the earlier videos that I did for this season as well. And there was a different one with the Gastrodon in the lead and the Bruxish in the back, which also has Bruxish in the title and thumbnail, which is also really solid. Here, that's going to be the one that I played the last time around. We're going to have here the Feraligatr, the Say-Stop with Crunch, which is going to help you out against Pokemon like the Lantern. So, very cool Pokemon to use, and also great for this team because you kind of want to bait out the Lantern. You're going to have a Dragon-type Pokemon in the lead where Lantern has nothing that can really hit it, which is kind of great, and you have Pokemon usually in the back like the Skarmory, which I played before, and also the Bruxish, which I played before, that don't want to face the Lantern. So getting it out of the way with your Feraligatr is lovely to do, and this team in general was so great to play. Like the Bruxish team even worked out pretty well, which I used, which was more of a spicier one. But if you want to be a little bit less spicy, go for Hakamo and go for the Skarmory in the back, and you're definitely going to have a solid team that you can use for the current meta. Team number 4, we're going to be a team as well that I stole, I think. Here, I was not too sure which was the Say-Stop actually anymore, but you can definitely check out the video towards it. It's going to have a Dugong in the thumbnail, and it's also kind of the same time where I made a video, I think, about the Ninetales. But this team was a lot of fun to play, and I definitely stole this from someone, I think, but it was like a very good team to use. Dugong in the back especially is kind of great because a lot of people are running Gligar as a Say-Stop. It is most likely the safest Pokemon in the current meta. So here, Dugong is going to be able to do super effective damage against it, which is kind of great. So yeah, this team worked out really well when I played it the last time, and Annihilate in the lead is going to be a Pokemon that you're going to see again later as well. There's going to be a team that's pretty similar to this one, so definitely stay tuned for that. Next team is a team that I used recently on my channel as well. Having a Deoxys on the thumbnail is going to be a team that is going to have Dugong as well as the Mandibuzz. You can also go for Lickitung as a Say-Stop instead. You can go for Greninja in the back. But Deoxys defense is definitely the best Pokemon for the lead here. There's the option also for Clodsire, but Clodsire has some more major weaknesses, especially the one against the Skarmory, which I don't really enjoy too much. But this team was a lot of fun to play. I guess Carbink is an issue if you're going to encounter it with the kind of lineup that you have here, but Carbink is pretty pretty rare, so it still should be a fairly solid line to use. All Pokemon have kind of play against everything here. Dugong was supposed to bait out a potential Lantern because you still have Drill Run. Some Mandibuzz can roam free in the back, also the Greninja can sweep endgame, which also worked out pretty well for me quite a lot of times, so good team to use. Let's move on to team number 6. I had to put it in. I'm sorry. I had to put this team in. It was just too good. Like, it is just too good still. We played this as well as like the most toxic team. We used actually the Shadow variant of Bastion. I would recommend you to go for the normal variant though. Normal variant is generally better than the Shadow variant of the Bastion. But we run it with Magical Leaf as well, which I would recommend you over Razor Leaf, but this is personal preferences. You might have a different opinion towards it. You play this team like you're gonna go ahead and basically swap out into the Pokemon if you're going to encounter bad lead that is worse against it. For example, you have the lead of Swampert. You can also swap out into your Wigglytuff because you need your Victory Bell still alive for later on. If the opponent swaps out of their Swampert or whatever, you're going to still have your better answer for that. And if you're going to encounter, for example, something like an Annihilate, you rather swap out into your Victory Bell instead of your Wigglytuff because then you still have the better answer in the back as well. So no clear say-so, but yeah, you kind of need to go into the Pokemon that's worse against whatever you're going to encounter in the lead that's going to destroy you. Galarian Stunfisk is a hard answer to this team, which I kind of like. I play Galarian Stunfisk quite frequently recently, which is a very good Pokemon to use in the current meta, but not a lot of people are running it. It's basically just me, I feel like, so don't be too scared about Galarian Stunfisk. Team number 7 is going to be a team that is kind of similar to team, I think, number 4 doors, which is going to be Annihilate, Feraligatr, and Walrein. And this is a team that I used recently, and I have a 20-minute video explaining everything about this team on my channel, so definitely check it out. Should be linked as well here. This team was so good. Like, it was such a good team to use. Would really recommend you to try it out, as Feraligatr, as a say-sub, again, kind of wants to bait out a potential Lantern, but Walrein was actually so good for me. Like, Walrein was able to farm down quite a lot of Pokemon after I weakened them a little bit with the Feraligatr and Annihilate, and then I was just able to knock them out with like Icicle Spear, which still does a lot of damage, but Earthquake gave me great coverage, and I was able to nuke Bastions, I was able to nuke Lanturns. Definitely check out the video, 20 minutes long, basically explaining everything about this team, so definitely give it a try. Next one, we're going to have here team number 8, which is going to be the Alolan Sandslash Shadow variant, having Shadow Claw. Not too sure if this is going to be the correct moveset. Might also work out a little bit better with the Ice-type fast move, both of which are going to be fine. Really kind of preferences. I think Shadow Claw is a little bit better because of the Lantern matchup. You kind of want to have something that's a little bit better against Lantern, and Shadow Claw is just going to do a little bit more damage there, so I would actually recommend you to go for Shadow Claw here as well. Again, a team that I showcased on my channel as well. I think we had the Alolan Sandslash as a thumbnail as well, so definitely check it out here on this channel. Should be, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago where we played this team. Azumarill and Lantern in the back. What does it say, Sob? Generally Azumarill. Depends though on what you're going to encounter in the lead. For example, if you're going to encounter something like a fighting type, like Annihilate in the lead, you might want to swap into your Lantern instead, because then you can keep your Azumarill for later on, as it's very important to get rid of a fighting type, as your lead is going to be double weak towards them. So that's kind of how you want to play it, but otherwise Azumarill is your save swap of choice. Moving on, team number 9. Going to be a team that I actually did not showcase like this on this channel. I showcased it with the Shadow Haunter recently, which also worked out pretty well for me, but I actually played the same team with Giratina Origin. If you want to have a video about this as well, maybe let me know in the comment section, maybe we can do something towards it. But this was my favorite team to use, like basically the first time Great League was available. This is like basically the team that I used the last, and like I got a 10-0 streak with this team, and it was just so good to play. So I feel like, especially also after playing the Haunter one, where I definitely felt like Giratina would have won even more matchups for me, this team still should work out super well. It has basically no clear weakness, and Vigoroth in the lead is so great to play right now. Honestly, it's so strong. We have 2 hard answers to Annihilate, which is lovely. You have 2 hard answers to Crystalla, which is lovely. This team was super solid. If you don't have Haunter, or like Haunter is like more of a spicy pick anyway, I just put it in here because we made a video about it. But if you have no Giratina, maybe go for something that is also Ghost type and still works out. For example, I don't know, something like a Kofa Grigus should work out pretty similar, but still Giratina having the Dragon typing really helps out quite a lot of times in general, just because Squats, for example, resisted, which helps out a decent amount. Maybe the Sidrai would also be okay in the back, or the Trevenant. Trevenant would also work out pretty well here, so definitely maybe take a look at those, but otherwise let's move on to my best team and my favorite team for the Great League, at least currently. if you know my channel, you know already that this is going to be the Magnezone team with Annihilate as well as Mantine. I actually made a similar video in the Master League Premier Cup earlier on today, definitely check it out as well, going to be linked in the end card when we're done talking about this team, but this is my favorite team for sure for the current season. Magnezone is just so good, like Magnezone is the MVP of this team, this Pokemon is so much fun to play. You don't need the Shadow variant, but I like the Shadow variant a little bit more. Basically what he can do here is he can basically win against nearly everything. Annihilate Safe Swap is going to be great just to get out Pokemon that you don't really want to face. Like, you gotta get out something like a Lantern most likely, because the Lantern kind of loses against the Magnezone, a Spark is resisted against it, and we can do like neutral damage and usually win the matchup in general. In the back we're going to have Water Pulse variant of Mantine, which I like a little bit more as well. You don't really need Ice Beam in the back because you have already Flying type coverage on the Elite, and so it is a very solid team. I really enjoyed this one. I had, I think, a 16-4 run with this team. Really good. So yeah, this is going to be basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is definitely a very solid team. Definitely check out the videos for all of those teams also on my channel for the Great League. There's a Great League playlist on the channel. Check that out. But otherwise, check out the videos on the screen, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.